What up, Houston fans? What up, Houston Rockets fans?
Rockets, Rockets, Rockets.
It's been interesting. Um,
It is. Well, because you had just said something before this here, like Jalen's gonna have a good game today, and people are still gonna talk shit because we're getting fucked up. Sorry for the
yeah,
language, but you get what I'm saying. Uh, that's true though. It sucks because the team is just playing kind of bad right now.
yeah. I mean, all in all, this is probably the best game from Jalen and Shingun together since we've seen since October maybe. And they're the only two that pretty much showed up so far in this Phoenix game. Of
For
course,
sure.
Dylan Brooks is out. Jabari got hurt. We'll see what
But
happens.
but doesn't hasn't it felt like that like for like the past 2 or 3 weeks? It's like Van Vliet, where are you, bro? Like, where's the $50 million man at?
Yeah,
Because I think a lot of that shit that Jalen was like, you can't make Jalen shoot no better. I get that, and that's why he was being sat. But there's things you could have done to made his job easier. Which I get it. There was games where he had monster halves or whatever, but I just feel like at some point when like he has to be more aggressive in the sense of being a lead guard and tell Jalen, "Hey, just follow me, just play off of me," and that's how
yeah.
you can help Jalen get out of a slump.
Because that's what you look for your point guard. Your point guard's like, I'm gonna help you do better. Like you're the quarterback. So Jalen's like the receiver there, and I need you to help me, bro. But
And I know it's like a cheap thing to say to get Jalen out of his, I guess, responsibility, but I just want to keep people. I want to remind people like this is the first year Jalen played with expectation. Like, so it's kind of like a rookie season, you know what I mean? So like he's literally learning on the go.
yeah, and and it's like, I think when it comes to especially when it comes to Rockets fans, like all these fans had their own expectations of what Jalen Green was. That's your fault. That's
Mm-hmm.
your fault that you put him all the way up here realizing that he had terrible coaching for 2 years, terrible veterans. We've all heard the stories, everything. All these veterans that didn't want to help him grow, just wanted to do their own thing. Pretty much, he called out certain veterans for stuff like he had to grow up in the NBA and getting called out by veteran players like John Wall and all that. And it's like, dude, why is it Jalen's fault? But like you said, it's like a rookie year. The same way
Yeah, like he
Shingun came in.
redshirted 2 years. He redshirted 2 years, and now he's got his first expectations. The problem is I don't care if people acknowledge it or not. Is as a fan base, we're way more critical of Jalen than we are Sengun anyway. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So like and it's just unfair to Jalen and Sengun. He does his thing for the most part, but mind you, like there was a couple games where Jalen sat the whole first quarter, and Sengun's ass was right next to him. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
I get and it just because Ime is willing to bench him for a productive player in the moment, it just creates like a narrative that Jalen's a problem or there's more there to it than there really is. You know what I'm saying? Because I think you even mentioned it yesterday when you and I were watching the indie game. It was like, well, he's on the bench. He's not playing in the fourth quarter, but he's still cheering the team. He's on his feet. You know what I mean? He's there. So I just don't want to create controversy where there is none.
and I saw a comment today. It was like a lot of people were shitting on Jalen on all over social media, and somebody was like, Houston fans are very well at kicking their players when they're down.
Yeah, of course.
And we've seen it with all those fans in the Astros. Abreu sucks. Abreu sucks. You're trash. You're trash. Get the hell off my team. I hate you. Oh, here comes October though. October
Mm-hmm.
Abreu comes out, gets you to the playoffs, and I knew you could do it, bro. And it's like at some point as a fan base, I get it. When you're fed up with bad play, you're like, all right, I can't support this anymore.
Nope.
Being realistic with the Rockets, half of you fans aren't even watching the games.
That ain't no lie.
Some of you have didn't even watch his first 2 seasons because you and me watched a lot of these bad
Yeah.
games and we were like, damn, like,
Man. Hey,
and then
all I gotta say as it pertains to Jalen is he's a rocket, and you get used to it because it seems like the team loves him, the coach loves him, Tari's mama loves him. Like that was the coolest shit ever that she did. You know what I mean? Because like sometimes that's what it is. Like he's going through a slump. That's what shooters do. They have slumps. You know what I mean? We just don't give him time to fix it. Like we expect him to go take a 5 minute breather, come back, and it's a solved problem. It's like no, you got to get run in order to fix it. But we can't win games if you ain't making it either. So I think she instinctively knew in the moment. It's like some players need to be kicked in the ass, some need to be patted in the back, on the back, and then there's instances where some players can use a little bit of both. And
yeah,
she gave it to him. You know what I mean?
it's like, all right, the coach did bad cop, mama did good cop. There we
Mm-hmm.
go, and we're seeing it today. He's having one of his best games, in the month of December. Clearly, I mean, the thing is, like, we started off the season as we knew Jalen and Shagun are going to take this ship as far as they can. And it's funny because as a fan base, we tend to team Shingun, team Jalen, and these two dudes are like this.
Yes.
Like they
It's
know like they're the
it's
centerpiece.
almost to the point where we as Rockets fans we have half the responsibility of being at fault because like we got to a point where Van Vliet kind of was going off for a couple weeks. Dylan Brooks could not miss a 3 pointer. You know what I mean? Jeff Green looked good. So then we started expecting them to produce in that to that capacity, and now they're not doing it. And our defense is even lacking because they're trying to get back to the scoring. So it's like what we really need to do is not forget we were the worst fucking team in basketball last year. We're still on the come up, and the reason that we did so well was playing defense and running. And I think that might help us a little bit.
And another thing, like you and me have said, we're playing a lot of back to backs. Finally,
Yes.
our first part of the season was one game, 5 days off, one game, 6 days off, one game, 3 days off.
Do you think it's Ime's deep rotation? Like I expected a deep rotation because of those back to backs, but do you think because he uses so many players, does it seem like to you like there's parts of the game where like our starters are on the floor and they're fast? It's like oh shit, like we're moving, 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 and then you get guys on the court like I'm in, and he'll slow the game down. It's like I thought you were an athlete, bro. Like run, like why are you slowing this
Yeah,
shit down? And I think that might stem from either he's still sick or he's just not ready to play or he's not expecting to play, so that's why he doesn't do it with urgency.
it definitely feels like Ime is still trying to tweak that lineup up because you have a lot of in and out players. The Amin went out, Aaron Holiday came in, balled out, so now I got to make minutes for you. Jeff Green seems to found the found of youth. Um, I mean, Cam Whitmore is blowing up the Rio Grande G League, so they had to bring him, and it's like, all right, I got to find playing time. But also now you get Dylan Brooks injury, Jabari injury. It's like, all right, now I'm having to even do more rotations, and then
I don't know. I think that's just one of the things that I feel that bug me because like Dylan Brooks and Jabari are two of our best players, but like we have depth at those positions, so I don't really sweat that shit. But I get issues with like with the whole tempo thing because you have Van Vliet, you have Jalen, you have Amin, and you have Holiday who's balling the fuck out also. If you have that many people who could push the rock, I hate to see Tari dribbling the ball up the court. I really do. Jabari, Tari, most of the time, Jay is like, you should be finishing these plays, not trying to facilitate. And that's what I want to see different. Play faster with the guards got the ball in their hand. Because you're playing two guards every time. Then they can all push.
yeah, and they're way better handling the ball, distributing the ball, all, and everything. So it's
I mean,
like,
you could even throw Cam in that on either end of that if you wanted to.
yeah, yeah. I man, it's I'm gonna say what we're dealing with right now is that back to back. the team's kind of like, oh shit, this is, and it's like the Texans.
Yes.
Be realistic, fans. Like like you said earlier, we were a bad team last year. Like you and me watched these games. We were a bad team. We didn't know how to close any games out at all ever.
Mm-mm.
We did really well. We're doing better than we expected, but teams figure it out. Teams start watching you. Teams get film. Teams are like, I'm not gonna let you beat me. I'm gonna let you beat me, and
Yeah.
they
Be that
adjust.
as it may, if I beat you, if we're beating them on our defensive side and getting easy buckets, we're hard to beat. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? What I can tell you from watching this Rockets team is if we play defense and put the pace that we want to, we're for sure a playoff team.
yeah,
100% for sure a playoff team. And to say that we don't make it because we don't play that way, that means we beat ourselves. Because you
yeah.
kind of knew what made you good, so just do it.
And that when they ask Ime about it of why players don't go, he never says like, "Oh, it's because he's shooting bad." He's just like consistency. He goes, and that's on all forms of everything. He goes, that's not just Jalen shooting, that's defense because he's pulled Shingun out for not playing defense.
Mm-hmm.
He's pulled Tari out if he messed up. He's like, "Hey, go to the bench for a bit," and like he's very consistent with his
Hey,
consistency
I've
of what he
seen Tari playing dog shit offense, but he was locked down on defense and got to stay in the game. So you're true. You're right. You know what I'm saying? It's like, damn, that defensive consistency. Like, if you could pressure the ball 94 at that size, you're valuable.
Yep.
And Ime said, "I don't. You don't have to do everything, but do something."
Like go out there and give me something on one end of this at least. If I see you getting beat and
At this point, also, I'm thoroughly convinced that Houston's going to make a trade for a center. I don't know
they
who
need
it's going to be or how we're going to get one, but I'm thoroughly convinced we're getting a center.
they're gonna go get Andre Drummond.
Ugh.
That's
Is see, it depends on how much you're willing to shake up the starting lineup. Because what if I told you there's a scenario where you could create a package to get like Jared Allen, but then it's like, what do you do to the starting lineup? Sengun go to four, Allen to five, Jabari off the bench.
it's tough. It's very tough. They need some rebounding help, at least in the secondary. Also,
We cannot protect the rim. We don't rebound. We don't do none of that shit.
no, yeah, we're yeah, no, our rebounds are no bueno today.
It's all good. All it was maybe we were a little too tough on some of the guys too fast, but they're coming along.
It's early, for especially in basketball. It's not even half of the season yet. Like, yeah, I'll start critiquing legit. Like, all right, this is probably time to look at you know what we're doing with this guy or this guy. Like after All Star,
Man, if you would have told any Rockets fan before the season that we would hover around 500 the whole season, they would have took that straight up. And we've been doing that all year, a couple games above it. So it's like
you beat freaking Denver like 3 days.
three times.
like,
And I think did we beat Milwaukee? No, they beat us.
like you've competed against legit teams. This is probably one of the worst blowouts as of right now. Like, nothing as bad as the first game against Orlando,
Right?
and then that second game against San Antonio. But seeing the team play at its best, like it's it calm down, push the brakes, fans. Like push the brake, especially if you're not watching the damn games. I don't even want to hear from you. If you're like, I'll see people and they'll be like, I told people that we should have picked Evan Mobley over Jalen Green. That's why I don't watch the Rockets. And I was like, that's stupid. That's the dumbest thing. Like,
It
not
is the
because of the
dumbest thing.
argument of that, but you're using a dumb reason to not watch the Rockets. So that means when they do good, you're gonna say, "Oh, I knew this was gonna happen." It's
I
like,
let them do it.
well, they're gonna do it anyway, but it's the same
Well, because
fans.
like all sports fans in general, not just Houston, but in every city around the country, I'm pretty sure, is those fake ass fans like that. They'll say some dumb shit and back themselves in a corner, and then they know. You're like, when they're talking to somebody who knows what they're talking about, like shit, he
All
knows
the
I'm full of shit.
all the Texans fans that were like, I'm not watching this team. They should have traded and got Bryce Young.
Hmm.
You look foolish right now. Hey. Oh, they got the wrong guy. Anthony Richardson was the guy. You look foolish right now. It's like,
Yup.
but as long as you stick by your argument, hey, I support you. But when you start flipping like a fish out of water, like if you're adamant that Jalen Green is bad right now, and you're like, we need to trade him, he's trash. Stay with that energy, because if he
Yes.
has a 2-3 months of balling out, I don't want you sitting there and be like, I knew that guy was. No, you didn't. Because we've admitted that we were like, Shingun needs to play better. He needs to do
Hmm.
more, and he's doing it. He's
Hmm.
showcasing it on a consistent basis. There's still stuff that they can all do better, and even he admits that that's why the coach is hard on him. But he,
We've been critical of Jalen for 2 years, also,
yeah,
but we also showed him love because it's like, all right, I seen what's there. You know what I mean? Like people don't think that there's fucking Curry there or Kobe, but there's a 25-point score there. I see it with my own eyes.
yeah, it's
You know
like
what I mean?
I don't need you. If you if you could get like a Devin Booker, Jamal Murray, would you be happy? Like,
I think that's what he is.
and
I,
that's and
that's an
and that's
accurate fucking. That's what he is.
and that's what I see, and people are mad about that. People are like, he's supposed to be better than that. If you get a Devin Booker, Jamal Murray type player, a Donovan Mitchell, like something like that, that's a great piece to a great team. Like people
That is
trade for
a
that shit.
building block of a. I mean, I get it, but like Booker, he kind of led his team. Like he was the guy when they went to the finals. I know they had a good team and shit, but like he embraced that challenge better than anybody on that team. Jamal Murray got a ring. You know what I'm saying? I seen Donovan Mitchell put up 70 points.
If you have a miniature, if Shingun ends up being better than Jalen, hey, you got both of them. Why are you complaining?
Exactly. It's like, what are you bitching about? That's like saying I got a nice car and some wheels.
It's like that's what I don't get. People be like, Shingun was the better pick. You got both of them. What does it matter? I don't want to hear the Cade Cunningham shit. He was off the board. Evan Mobley, maybe fine. You can argue it, but he's not even playing well right now. So it's like,
Man, anybody who thinks that we should have took Evan Mobley over Jalen, just compare Evan Mobley's numbers to Jabari's, and then tell me that there's so much of a difference there that you're willing to not have fucking Jalen Green. Please share that information with
if
me because
you got
that's
Mobley,
stupid.
you wouldn't have got Jabari.
I mean, it might
So,
have because we still would have
well,
sucked.
you might have, yeah, but
We might have had Paulo.
yeah,
Uh,
true. But yeah, I don't know. I think fans chill out. It's
that's
early.
actually the argument I would rather hear. Would you? Oh no, it was Paulo, Chet, Jabari, right?
Yeah.
I was about to say if we could have had Chet, then that's the conversation to be had.
No, Chet was a baller, yeah, but yeah, no, he went before us. He went. He got off the board. But look, Rockets fans, chill, relax. It's the New Year's, relax. We're going into the New Year's. We got a good team. They're fun to watch. They're competitive. Show some love to the damn players. Stop bashing them all the damn time.
No, like let them do it because then that means when we show them love, then the players might like us more. Because
True, keep doing that.
Jalen, there's 2 years worth of Bayou City Boys videos here on the YouTube, and Nick and I have showed you love for 2 years, bro. Dose
I'm not giving up on you, bro.
at all. I'm Filipino like you, bro.
I I want to just say this at the end of it. We supported James Harden's antics for so long. How the hell are you complaining about Jalen Green? That's all I want to say.
That ain't no lie.
People actually defended that he was a great defender. I remember arguing with people, and I'd be like, "Look, I love James Harden, but let's be honest." They're like, "Dude, he's a great defender. People just don't show him." And it's like, all right,
He's not a great defender.
I don't hear no Jalen Green arguments at all from any of those people. All right, Houston, stay warm. Let us know in the comments if you agree, disagree. Support the Rockets. We're out.
How much I'm working for this? I swear my dreams are too important.